What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Front Yard Fantasy Podcast live stream. What day is it? Monday! Browns victory!
Let's go.
Steelers, sad Steeler Monday.
Super sad Steelers. Let's make it positive. Let's make it
Early
Happy
vacation.
Browns and Ravens Monday.
a big boy Browns Monday. And I guess the Ravens won too. So congratulations on that, Josh. I'll give you the congratulations on that one as well. But those were some fun games.
The Ravens-Titans game was probably a more exciting game to watch. It became exciting. I'm sure as a Browns fan, you're very excited. But as an NFL fan, I don't know.
I was driving, so I was through lots of areas with no service, and all of a sudden I get a text from jail that's like 21-0. And my car's reading it to me out loud. And I'm like, no way. And then before I even finish hearing that one, I have a new message from him. And he's like, 28-0.
It was immediate interception.
Yeah, I had no idea how to even handle it. That was the last thing I expected, but it feels good. I'm really excited to play the Chiefs next week.
Yeah, good luck. You think they can? The Browns can beat the Chiefs?
Yep, absolutely, without a doubt in my mind. Just about guaranteed victory.
Just about guaranteed.
I mean, the Steelers were the best team in the NFL, right? So we just beat them, so we should be able to beat anyone. I'm just kidding.
Anyway, I think it was a 10 or 10.5 point spread for the Browns Chief. How it opened at, so we'll see. I mean, it's definitely not unwinnable for the Browns.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll make our picks later in the week, right? We won't put us on the spot right now to make our picks for this weekend's games, but later this week we'll go through each game and all of us can make our picks. I went 4 for 6. I got 2 out of 3 right on Saturday, 2 out of 3 right on Sunday. I picked the Titans over the Ravens. That was incorrect. And then which one did I get wrong on Saturday? I can't even remember all the games. There was the Bills-Colts. Got that one. What were the other 2 games on Saturday?
Rams-Seahawks, Browns-Steelers.
The Browns-Steelers
one I got wrong.
Oh, Saturday. Yeah. The Seahawks and the Buccaneers and Washington.
That's the one I got wrong. I picked Washington.
I think the Rams Seahawks is the only one I got wrong, if I remember correctly.
Nerd.
I think me too, but again, I think if I remember correctly, Jail and I just went with the favorites.
Favorites on every match, except for I did switch mine at the end. Simon reminded me I did switch to the Browns. So.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. Never mind. I did not pick the Browns. I think I probably picked the Steelers last week, if I remember.
Yeah.
Before Stefanski was ruled out, I was picking the Browns for that. But hey, look, they got a big lead, and I think they needed him less because they were up so big. They didn't have to make as many adjustments, right?
So quickly.
Yeah.
So quickly.
It reminded me of the Titans game earlier in the year, whenever the Browns just went up big on the Titans and then could kind of sink back a little bit. But in this game, they actually scored at the end of the game as well.
Yeah. Oh man, but I mean, out of all the games, I guess the Colts-Bills game was the best game, I would say. Maybe the Titans-Ravens game, you could say, but Colts-Bills up until the end, I guess. I mean,
that was probably the most exciting. Bears-Saints was boring.
Yeah, I'm excited for the Ravens-Bills game. I think that one's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Well, we all know it.
Swampy says, "Who dat?" Swamp. Swamp paid up on his water bet this morning.
Did he?
Yeah.
I haven't seen the video yet.
Oh, it is fantastic. It puts you.
It is a great.
Simon, because
does it?
Because he went all out and you just phoned it in.
He had a big old bucket and it went right onto his head. And he said, I think he said it was like 45 or 40 degrees.
40 degrees, something like that.
Yeah. It's cool.
It was fantastic. It was so good. Made my day.
What was the water bet?
Titans-Ravens.
And did I water bet that as well?
No.
Okay. Just
I don't think you were
sure.
on the show when we discussed it.
Cool. Just want to make sure I'm paying up on the water bets.
You do not owe a water bet.
Okay.
Josh, was a good pick.
I mean, it was an easy pick for me. In case you haven't realized, I am a Ravens fan, and I knew they were going to win.
Yeah.
And it comes out to it.
Yeah, classic.
Ooh.
For whom the bell tolls, says with no fans allowed, Buffalo Cleveland AFC title game is destiny. What say you, Simon?
Oh, that would be beautiful. I would love to play the Bills for the AFC title game. That would be incredible.
Yeah.
Awesome. But
what up, Jeff?
That would be it would also be crazy because that would mean the Browns beat the Chiefs. So I think that's even crazier than this being destiny.
That would be insane if they beat both the Chiefs and the Bills. I feel like it's easier to beat the Bills, but
if the Browns beat the Chiefs, then I'm going to be disappointed with anything besides a Super Bowl, because like at that point, I feel like that's the final boss, but they're having to play them in round 2.
Yeah.
Like just that'll be so disappointing if they get through the Chiefs, then like the Ravens stop them in the AFC title game or something.
That would be pretty anticlimactic.
Yeah, that would hurt my feelings a little bit, but oh wow.
That would kind of be the climax for me, I don't know.
Josh is this is the inverse.
I mean, I'm all about that action, but it's all good. It's all good.
I forgot what I was going to say. Today we are doing a mock draft. I just wanted to throw that out there. We haven't even said it yet. I'm going to put a link for it in the chat for anyone that wants to join. So that's the link. You can join us in our mock draft. I don't know how many spots are left. Let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3. We got 5 spots left in this mock draft. We'll give it another couple minutes before we dive into it. And then you guys can do it. This is going to be a Superflex Dynasty Startup mock draft that we're doing. Obviously, no rookies in here for the coming season, but outside of that, it'll be just like a normal startup Dynasty mock draft. Jail, how did
drafts are a lot of fun.
How did your startup draft end up? Are you done with it now?
Yeah, so it ended, I think, over the weekend sometime. It went okay. It's a 12-team Superflex league with friends on Twitter, fellow analysts and content creators, and you could definitely tell that there wasn't a ton of leeway, but I liked the team I ended up with.
Nice. Any glaring weaknesses you're trying to address in the rookie draft?
No, I could use some QB depth. I have Joe Burrow and Teddy B, and so I could certainly 1 or 2 bad breaks, and I'm in a really tough position this upcoming season. But apart from that, and running back, I have Christian McCaffrey, and then pretty much after that, it's just a bunch of really stashed depth pieces. So I could try and fill in those spots throughout the off season. We'll see.
Nice.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I mean, I hear what you're saying here. You say your problems are quarterback and running back, and what I heard was I heard Christian McCaffrey, I heard Joe Burrow, which I heard some good names, and then what was the other quarterback? Herbert, was it?
Tua.
Yeah. So going into the next year, I'm a little concerned. I'm concerned, especially with the quarterbacks, but you got a lot of good stuff to work with there, especially if your wide receivers and tight ends are really strong. Then it sounds like you got a good team, right?
Yeah, and I got the 103 in the rookie draft, and so I'll at least be able to add a little depth at running back if I need to, and so I'm not too worried there. And then I have I think like 204, maybe 306, or maybe those are switched. So I'll be able to get some good depth pieces in the rookie draft as well.
Absolutely.
Okay, how many spots do we have left now? What are we looking at? One more spot.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Really keeping your expectations low.
I love it. Love to see it. Yep. You just gotta keep your expectations low, and then when it doesn't work out, you're not devastated.
I'm all about the expectations. Life, it's all about the expectations. You create the expectations. If you have high ones, you're not going to live up to it. Just always have the expectations low. I'm a low expectations guy.
Thank you for coming to Josh's TED Talk.
Yeah, I digress.
Motivational speaker. I love it.
I think one day down the road, motivational speaker might be for me. But right now, I'm going to stick to fantasy.
I'm waiting on that last spot to get field. While we're waiting on that, Sean says, Dynasty question, been hesitant to make moves, but I think tonight I want to drop Jordan Howard and Darren Fells and pick up Anthony Ferguson and either Miles Boykin or Zach Pascal. Thoughts? Josh, you verbalized a noise first, so you get to take this one.
Oh, I didn't realize I verbalized my noise, but I can probably get into here a little bit. Jordan Howard, I don't really have interest in owning him in a dynasty that's not very deep. If I remember correctly, your dynasty league's not extremely deep. Jordan Howard, he's getting older. He keeps getting tossed around from team to team to team, and he didn't really do anything much last year. Could he have value? Sure, but I like Zach Pascal the most out of these options you're considering picking up. Anthony Ferguson, I probably wouldn't have any interest in picking up personally.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you about Anthony Ferkser. Zach Pascal is definitely an interesting ad. Do I want him over Jordan Howard or Darren Fells? Probably. As far as Darren Fells goes, who would you rather have in your roster, Darren Fells or Anthony Ferkser?
Probably Darren Fells, actually.
Yeah.
Which is, I just like, maybe he ends up being the starting tight end and just getting a lot of targets. I don't know what the Texans are going to look like next year, but Anthony Ferkser, he's the second option with Jonnu, right? So I don't know. Miles Boykin, I don't have a lot of love for. I mean, I'm a big Ravens fan. I think he could be fine for an NFL team. He's big and fast, but I don't think he's going to be very fantasy relevant, especially in the Ravens offense. So Zach Pascal, I think, is worth having on your team. The other options, I'm not very excited about.
Yeah. Yeah, I would probably go Pascal, Boykin, Ferkser if I was to rank them. And I'd probably go those guys over Fells and Howard.
Yeah. So well, he said he's been hesitant to make moves, but he's thinking he wants to make these moves. And if you want to do these are all fine moves. If you want to drop both of those players and pick up any of the three players you mentioned, I think it's fine. As a dynasty league, it should be your call. And in the end, they're all pretty equal.
Yeah. When you get that low, you're kind of just, going for high upside.
Calling your shot.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Swamp said, my friends and I were talking, and if the Browns make it to the Super Bowl against the Saints, I just want Breeze to win, get a ring. I'd love the Browns to get one. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Breeze can pull it off. It'll be fun to see. I
won't be that conflicted. I was about to say I'll be conflicted. No, I won't. I'll be cheering for the Browns full force. But outside of that, the other storylines, I would love to see Breeze get one more ring. That would be nice.
Yeah,
but
I'm with you.
If they're playing the Browns, there's no conflict there. I'm not conflicted at all. It'll be all Browns. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm just happy we're playing in the divisional round. How cool is that? How cool is that?
I'll be rooting for the Saints too. If they're not playing the Ravens, I'll be rooting for them going forward. Say no, Swamp.
Even against the Browns?
Especially against the Browns.
Oh, you stinker. Okay, I don't know. We'll give a last call for filling that spot, and then we're gonna jump into this draft. We'll give it. What did Swamp say? So was Steelers an overhyped 11-0 team?
So I think we actually talked about it when the Steelers were 11-0. I remember us discussing it on the stream. Maybe you have to find the clip, but I remember. I for some reason I even remember. I think JL bringing it up. He's like, "Do you think the Steelers are overrated?" And I think we were kind of all in agreement.
Yeah, you guys both agreed. I was saying it was week 12. They were undefeated, and it felt like at that time, the Packers felt a couple years ago where things were just breaking their way. Like the games were just sort of breaking their way. They didn't look good. They didn't have like the dominating, that feeling of, just dominating their opponents. It just sort of got really lucky. And then the next 4 or 5 games, they lost 4 out of 5 of the next 5. How do you say that?
Yep.
4 out of the next 5 games they lost.
You got it.
Yeah, there we go. We got there.
It was a rough end of the season. Well, and they almost pulled off a win in the last week, though, even without Big Ben.
Yeah, they also had all those injuries, too, which contributed to it, right? All the linebackers and stuff got either had COVID or got injured, so.
Maybe
I will say, even at week 12 or week 11 when we were making these calls and saying they were overrated, if there's one thing that I thought they could just lock onto and still be good, it's defense. And you're saying there was injuries with COVID and whatnot. I still thought they were going to be an elite defense, and they just weren't down the stretch as well. Yeah. So I knew they had offensive issues. I thought the defense was still going to be really good, and neither one. The whole team is just a dumpster fire right now. It seems like. Yikes.
Yeah.
Worked out for me.
I love that shot of Big Ben just sitting on the bench after the game, just by himself, staring down, all sad.
You think he's on?
I have big news.
Yeah?
Oh, we filled it.
All right, let's do it.
Tyler.
Our draft is full.
Welcome, Tyler.
You guys ready? I'm going to kick it off if you guys are ready.
Let's do it. I have no idea who I'm going to pick with the first pick.
Oh, no. I wonder if you could possibly.
So Superflex Dynasty, what's the roster breakdown, Simon?
1 quarterback slot, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, a tight end, 1 traditional flex, and 1 super flex.
And 4 bench. Not that it really matters, but I guess
the bench doesn't really matter because we're not doing a full roster.
All right. So I am looking at the screen here, and I will wait for you guys to start it.
I started it.
Yeah, you got 30 seconds. You got 30 seconds.
It's okay. It's not saying that for me.
You need me to pause it?
My super app. I'll probably be good. Oh, look, it's there now. We're good now. All right, let's go. Patrick Mahomes, let's go, boys.
Man, why is that not updated? Is it lagging for you guys as well on the screen? I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, I do not see it either. But it also doesn't. It's not counting down the time. Okay, there we go. All right. Well, at least
It looks like for
went.
some reason it's not.
Oh, look, it's going now. It's going now.
Seems like it's only updating when I'm on that window.
Interesting.
Which is not gonna work. Let's see. Let's see if this fixes it.
All right, but so far we have Patrick Mahomes off the board, followed by Kyler Murray and Christian McCaffrey. I think all fine picks so far, great picks. You know, I have nothing to say about these picks so far. It's as expected.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes, I would say the consensus number should be the number one overall pick, and then it kind of gets a little, you know, you got some options after Patrick Mahomes, but Kyler Murray's a great pick, second best quarterback in my opinion in Dynasty League. Followed by the next three running backs. We had Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara, and Dalvin Cook go, and now we have Buddy up.
3 running backs off the board. That's 4 running backs in a row off the board.
Let's go.
Remember, everyone,
All
this is a Superflex league, so you don't have to start 2 quarterbacks, but you can start 2 quarterbacks.
Lamar Jackson. All right, here we go. Led to Peterson. Yeah, I mean, Sean, just to answer your question, he said, do you think the Week 17 Sudfeld Hurts tanking debacle led to Peterson getting the can today? Because honestly, I was surprised by the news today. I mean, the dude won a Super Bowl 3 years ago. I was extremely 100% surprised. Simon, you're up on the clock, just so you know.
Yep, and I'm taking Josh Allen. I can't believe he's still sitting there at the 9th pick.
That is pretty wild. That is a good
straight pick.
League, that's where I'm going. I thought I was going to be taking. Oh, well, I'm going to wait because I'm hoping maybe he gets back to me.
But yeah, I don't know about you. I was incredibly surprised by the Doug Peterson news. I'm not saying he did a good job this year, but it was surprising. You guys heard that Doug Peterson got fired?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, cool.
I mean, I think it's fair. I'm surprised. Like you said, I am surprised, but I think it's definitely fair. I'm just curious what they're gonna do now. Like, are they gonna bring in someone to work with Jalen Hurts specifically? Like, is that the goal? Are they gonna build around him, or is it? Do you think the new guy's gonna try to keep Carson Wentz in town? It's
definitely going to be Adam Gase. Swamp said it. I stole it from him. Eagles about to hire Adam Gase. I hope no one does. Really. I mean, not as their head coach. God.
Someone's going to. Someone is going to make
as their head coach.
Maybe not.
Oh man, if that happens, oh man, what a bad organization. I wouldn't be able to believe it. Wow, okay, so let's see. We had Josh Allen go there, and then Deshaun Watson, Dak Prescott, Justin Herbert in the first round. That's awesome. Devontae Adams, Justin Jefferson, and finally Saquon Barkley. Wow, he lasted a long time. Simon's back on the clock.
Sean stole my guy. I was really hoping to grab Justin, but
I gotcha.
Now there's one quarterback left that I would consider taking here, but
okay.
I think I'm going to take my top dynasty wide receiver instead. And again, I've been going back and forth between a couple of these guys with who's actually number one, but I'm going to take DeAndre Hopkins.
Oh, okay. Nice. I was surprised, or not surprised. I was wondering who you were going to pick.
It was between him, DK, and Tyreek Hill. I think those three plus Devontae Adams, you can argue any of those guys as the top dynasty wide receiver.
I agree. With DK's like kind of, and the whole Seahawks just kind of like fall at the end of the season, I'd probably put DK at the end of those guys, but like in the same tier probably.
Let's see who flew off the board next. Nick Chubb. That was another one I was considering, but I'm following my dynasty rules. loading up on wide receivers.
All right, AJ getting Jonathan Taylor and Nick Chubb. I like it. I like it.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That team's an instant
that's running
contender
backs.
year one.
Yep.
All right, and then we got DK Metcalf coming off, followed by Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce.
It's pretty good value on Travis Kelce.
Yeah. We'll see how long he can keep it going, but I expect him to do it at least another few years. He's got Patrick Mahomes, right?
Yeah.
He's going to have a good career. He's going to finish as the best tight end in NFL history, I would assume.
NFL history, think?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I mean, I think you could already make the argument.
That's fair. I'm trying to think who would even be in.
There's people that have played. So Antonio Gates, Tony Gonzalez, that played till they were 38 years old. They're gonna have a lot more stats. You can say they were great or whatnot. Gronk, maybe you could say, but like, it's not a very large amount of people you could talk about here.
Travis Kelce was under consideration even as early as my second pick there, just because I hate messing with tight end. We'll see. We'll see how the rest of the shakes out. J.K. Dobbins in the second round of a dynasty league.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. Okay, that's okay. Okay. Now I'm in a tough spot, honestly.
Sean says, I took your guy, Simon. And then he came back at me. I took his guy. He wanted the Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs stack. Well, I wanted Herbie, man, but I wasn't going to pass up Josh Allen value that late in the first round.
I don't know, guys. I don't know who to go with.
Me.
Swamp's favorite moment from this weekend was the F-bomb.
Oh, it's you. I thought I was the second pick.
Jail, you've got 10 seconds.
Oh, God. I'm going to go.
Joe Burrow, good pick. He was on my radar, but I don't think I would have ended up going with him. I'm thinking one guy here. I think I want to go with. Oh, wait, I have to make two guys, really. Okay. I think I might know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go with DeAndre Swift. And I am going to go with AJ Brown. And I am really happy.
Dang it.
You wanted one of those two?
Yeah. Oh, why did I go Joe Burrow? Okay. I am not.
Yeah, I'm really happy to get both of those players. I'll be honest. Two young up and comers, and I think they're gonna be great next year.
What are you going with, JL? Oh, you started double quarterback.
I don't know.
Hey, this is the great thing for mocks. We get to see how JL's double quarterback team goes, huh?
This is very not you, JL.
Well, it's Superflex, isn't it?
I know, but still, you usually still like to wait on the second quarterback.
10 seconds.
This sucks.
5 seconds.
Sucks.
I don't know if that sucks. This is a good pick. It's a good pick.
No, I'm very mad at my picks. I'm not happy with them.
Well, look.
I should have went Swift, and then I should have went someone else.
This is where people can learn a great lesson. It's like, during drafts, sometimes these things happen, and you kind of go and tilt. Don't tilt, JL.
Don't tilting.
Tilt. Make this a great team. Make it a great team. Make it a great team.
God.
Oh, God. Hey, you got the second best dynasty asset, probably. How about that?
That's true.
Does that make you feel better? Kyler.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean,
or
it's hard
Dynasty
to mess that
Superflex
pick up, I guess.
Yeah. Joe Burrow, I mean, if he was healthy, he'd be drafted before there, I bet.
Yeah, that's the one thing. I guess Dynasty, I shouldn't care too much, but I probably would have waited on him.
Man, Stephon Diggs in the third round. That's pretty good value, Swamp. Now the wide receivers are flying. You don't think so, Josh?
No, I just think it's adequate. I compare them with the rest of the wide receivers, and they're like, it's like all a giant tier, like.
I'm really curious to see what happens with Michael Thomas. Like, is he going to get back to that form we saw 2 seasons ago, or is this the new? Because if so, Dynasty Startup Leagues going right now are getting massive value on Michael Thomas, grabbing him in the third round if this was just an anomaly of a season. And I am on the clock. Cam Akers went off the board.
There go the rookie running. Not all but the first round rookie running backs that were drafted in the rookie draft earlier this year. They're all valuable. it's just awesome to see, like everyone knew the 2020 class was going to be awesome, and they were awesome.
They were, yeah.
I'm glad it didn't disappoint. Kittle, I think that's pretty solid value in Kittle.
I thought about going Kittle there, but with CeeDee Lamb sitting on the board, loading up with DeAndre Hopkins and CeeDee Lamb, like how could you not start a draft like that if you had the chance?
I like it.
Oh, there's someone on the board I hope makes it back to me, but I don't think he will.
So this round, it's got AJ Brown, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Stephon Diggs, Josh Jacobs, Calvin Ridley, Michael Thomas, James Robinson, Cam Akers, CeeDee Lamb, and George Kittle. And now we're at the 11th pick in this round.
Oh,
guys,
this is Tyler.
Tyler. All right. There's a bunch of guys I like, but I just know I'm not going to get my hopes up. I'm not going to get my hopes up right now.
Yeah, it's too far. Russell Wilson, I love that pick. That is a great pick.
Yeah,
I was hoping Russell Wilson would make it back to me around that turn, but he didn't. And there goes Aaron Rodgers. Now I feel like there's a huge tier break in a lot of these quarterbacks after those two guys. Maybe there's one or two more that I'd put up there, but still not sure.
Antonio
Gibson.
Shoot.
Hey.
Man,
Sean
is sniping me.
Well, Sean's been over there listening to you talk for a couple months, Simon.
That's true, yeah.
I think that this is all spite for me taking Josh Allen when he wanted him. He says, we'll watch this.
He does have a Simon-based team over there, it looks like.
Yeah, well, look at this.
You bastard. Yeah.
What was that, Josh?
I was hoping he would get that. I'm a big fan.
You said you bad, sir?
I said,
sir.
Yeah, I said bad, sir. Hey, I know what team he plays for, the football team.
The football team.
Mm-hmm. Not messing up.
You got it right.
2021. I gotta stay low key. I'm not saying I haven't messed it up all 2021, but Allen Robinson, good pick. Chris. So okay, that
one of you dingbats are gonna steal my pick. Ooh, Tua. I like that value on Tua. That's great value.
Yeah, in a Superflex 4th round, for sure.
It's getting so close. 3 picks.
You getting nervous?
I'm getting real nervous.
Don't mess it up because I'm gonna take the guy right after you, obviously.
That's true. I hope I snipe you.
I bet you don't. I bet you don't because I don't know who I want yet.
Jordan, you gorgeous slice of carrot cake. Don't you do
3 running backs, Jordan. What are you doing? Oh, well, look, AJ did the same thing. I like both of your guys' running backs. Honestly, 3 running backs, it could work out. I want to see how these teams pan out.
Yeah, me too. That's, I guess, best ball. But that's a different strategy, so.
Yeah. Jalen Hurts. Ooh. Baker.
Yes.
Ooh. Yes. Swamp knew he wanted Baker. There was no lag in that pick.
No, he was set.
It always shocks me. Every time I do a Superflex draft, I get shocked by how quickly the quarterbacks are gone. I don't know why. I just can't get used to it. Like all of a sudden it's the 4th round. I'm like, oh, no.
No, I get it, though. All right. Now I am in a spot.
You are in a spot.
So
while you think through that trade or that pick, Josh, I'm hyped. I got Miles Sanders here. I think that's a great value, especially since Peterson's out of there now. Maybe I don't think it'll affect him that much. I think he's been getting enough carries. I don't think that narrative has really played out, but I'm hyped.
Have you come around to Miles Sanders a little bit? I know you were not off of him, but in the preseason before this season, you were a little bit off of him compared to like general consensus.
Yeah, no, I was. I've definitely risen on him a little bit. Right here is mostly the value where we're getting him in Dynasty. But I have been worried about his longevity as a Dynasty asset. But if I can get him in the 4th round, I don't hate it. Ooh, Amari Cooper.
Yeah, I want Amari Cooper. I like it. I think he's a great receiver. I hope he's still with Dallas next year, I guess. But if he gets traded, he'll probably be the number 1.
Yeah. I hope so. We've seen it. I feel like we're a little bit I feel like we were very jaded prior to this season about like receivers switching teams and then not doing well. So people were really undervaluing receivers going to new teams. But then this year, Stephon Diggs and DeAndre Hopkins both went to new teams and killed it. So I think we might have pushed it the other way. I think going into next season, people need to be careful about receivers on new teams, even though we saw 2 incredible ones this year.
I feel you. And you're up now, JL. I went Amari Cooper and Mike Evans. What can I say? I know maybe the Dynasty community is a little down on these guys. I know you're a fan of them, Simon, right?
You grabbed my guys. Those are 2 of my favorite players.
So, they're going to be good for years to come still. So they're not the shiny new toy, though.
No, but your team's looking a lot like a Simon Dynasty team does usually.
A Simon Dynasty.
A Simesty.
Simesty.
That's awesome. Swamp drafted Diggs in the 6th round because no one in the Smash Bros had faith in him. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
You got a Smash Bros league? That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Do you guys name your teams after the different players or off different players? I sound like such like that. I sound like the dad, like, oh, are you winning? Which player are you using?
Neat costume.
Oh man.
Mark Andrews, there's the 3rd tight end off the board. Do you guys agree with Mark Andrews being the 3rd tight end in a dynasty league?
Let's not talk about it.
What?
How come?
Let's not bring attention to any tight ends who may still be on the board and may or may not fall to me.
No, there's no way Darren Waller makes it all the way back through the next 2 rounds because if he makes it to me, he's not going through 2 picks from me to get back to you. So if I heard anyone, it was me, not you, by saying that.
That's fair.
Now, do I think he should be the 3rd pick? Sure. It's like there's the top 2. There's Kelsey and Kittle in their tier, and then there's a tier of 3 more guys, in my opinion. It'd be Waller, Hawkinson, and Mark Andrews. Sorry, guys. If I ruined anything, we're doing a mock draft. It's okay. We're going to get through it. But that would be a tier. So, yeah, I think it's good value in Mark Andrews.
No, I completely agree with Josh.
Okay, cool. Because I'm right.
Because you're right. I honestly think this 2 second and 3rd round turn is going to sink my team. I don't know if I can recover from this.
Mentally. I don't know if I can ever financially recover from this. But I honestly don't dislike those 2 picks. I think they're fine. Like I could see
too, but I think there's better value on the board.
Like I'd rather have DeAndre Swift than Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I think he's probably a more talented running back, but I don't know yet. Obviously, the NFL disagreed with me because DeAndre Swift got drafted after him. But that situation, the Chiefs situation, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I mean, he's going to produce. He's going to be good, and the Lions are. So.
I think he'll be a good value in drafts. I don't know. I think where he was obviously overhyped, and now. You saw that like pull on the leash. Now his value's back to where he probably more likely belongs, but it'll be interesting to see how that progresses in the offseason.
Yeah. Oh God, I don't know what to do here. You know what? We're going for it.
Waller's gone.
Taking Jerry Jeudy.
Cool. I like it.
Gave him the talent.
No, I 100% believe in the talent as well. I think he's a great wide receiver, and he was just in a bad situation with the Broncos. And like Joe Mixon should not be on the board still.
No, that's great value, Jeff.
Oh my God,
incredible value. I thought about taking him in the last round, but I wanted to go wide receiver.
Me too.
I also considered Joe Mixon, but I don't know. He makes me nervous, Josh. I feel like you are a little bit more confident in him than I am, and I even like Joe Mixon.
I obviously am not that confident because I didn't take him in the 5th round here, right? I mean, like I'm confident. I am in like theory. In a redraft league, I'm much more confident. In a dynasty league, I'm a little skittish. I in a dynasty, I just don't want to make that kind of investment. I mean, a 5th round investment's not that bad, so it's great value. Great value.
Deontay Johnson, Kenny Galladay,
great picks.
Yeah. Kenny Galladay will probably be a value going into next year.
If he's healthy, I think he's a top 24 wide receiver.
Yeah, I think he'll be all right. I think he'll get better in the offseason.
Oh, and
TJ Hawkins.
there goes
Yep.
Hawk.
Yeah,
love
he's
this
stacking the
Hawk.
Lions there. Yeah.
Juju Smith-Schuster.
For whom J Bell Tolls said Mixon makes me nervous too, but a cliff to the next running back. I completely agree. And honestly, it's such a good value. It really is.
Yeah. 5th round, totally okay getting.
How old is Mixon? He's like
10.
25, right?
He's at least 10.
24.
24, yep. 6'1",
Yeah.
220.
He was really young coming out, I remember.
Okay.
Chase Claypool, Juju, nice.
Sean Goglin asks, do you guys feel targeting stacks like that is a good strategy or not really? I don't know why I said your last name. I was just reading. Simon, Josh, what do you guys think?
And I think what he's referencing is he didn't draft Aaron Jones because he had Aaron Rodgers already, and he was thinking about it driving Aaron Jones, and he drafted Antonio Gibson instead because he didn't want to have a running back wide receiver stack, a running back quarterback stack.
So
yeah, go ahead, Simon.
Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Damn
What I was going to say was that in Dynasty startup drafts, things like same team stacks and like positional balance matter even less to me. I'm just trying to maximize value on every single pick. So if I draft 5 Packers, I draft 5 Packers. And they're likely not all even going to be on my team at the beginning of the season because there's a lot more trading going on in Dynasty. But I'm taking the best player available with giving less thought to like, do I need more running backs or I need more wide receivers? Do I have too many guys on this team? In redraft, I consider it a lot more, but in Dynasty, that stuff matters less and less to me.
Tom Brady. Yeah, I completely agree.
Tom Brady. Wow. Yep.
I completely agree with that, Simon. I think it matters a little less. I mean, I wouldn't go crazy because it does limit your upside, but you want to diversify some. But if it's like two or even 3 players and the players are the best value on the board, I don't see why not. Yeah.
And in your situation, Antonio Gibson and Aaron Jones, that's a tough one, right? Regardless, in a redraft, obviously I'm taking Aaron Jones, but this is a dynasty league. Antonio Gibson's a lot younger, so it was probably a fine move. But I do tend not to worry about it as much. Oh, JL's up. What's up? What are you thinking, JL?
Oh, do I go QB here?
Probably not.
Go.
Well, let me sum up the round for you guys real fast. The first pick of this round, the 6th round, TJ Hawkinson, then Juju Smith-Schuster, Chase Claypool, Kareem Hunt, DJ Chark, Will Fuller, Tom Brady, Adam Thielen, Cooper Kupp, and Tyler Lockett. JL is now up.
Tyler Boyd here. Oh,
Tyler Boyd.
I know I have T, so I don't love the stack, but I'm taking the approach I was just preaching, which is I'm going to go ahead and go.
You think he was the best value there?
I think he's the best value on the board. Yep.
Okay. Wow. I feel kind of stuck now because like I have 3 receivers, so I feel like comfortable in that spot. But maybe I want to load up and keep adding to it, right? But I only have 1 running back as well. I don't know.
I really hate my draft so far.
You hate it?
Let's just start from the top. We'll just redo it. Start the episode from the top.
I'm trying to think which team is my favorite team thus far. And I don't know. And I'm trying not to be biased and say mine, but oh boy, is that a sexy team so far. But outside of my team, I really like the team that Sean's putting together at the 12 spot back there with Justin Herbert, Aaron Rodgers, and he's got a stud young running back in Antonio Gibson, 2 stud wide receivers. That's a nice looking team.
Oopsie.
What about you guys? Any teams sticking out to you so far?
I accidentally clicked auto pick, but Chris Carson's gonna be he's gonna be good next year, right?
You needed a second running back, so it works.
I definitely needed a second running back, so thanks, sleeper. Not joking. No, I'm actually fine with it. I was having kind of trouble deciding who I wanted to pick anyway. Wait. Why is this? A Cortland Sutton. See, that's actually who I probably would have actually taken.
Woo, thank you, sleeper.
Yeah. So no, yeah, the very good pick, I would say, JL.
Yeah.
And okay, so Jordan, I want to look at these teams that drafted 3 running backs again. Brandon Ayuk, Cooper Kupp, Jalen Hurts, not bad with Jordan. Jonathan Taylor, Nick Chubb, Cam Akers, Allen Robinson, Ryan Tannehill, and DJ Chark. I really like AJ's team, even with the 3 running backs.
Tyler said running backs hold you back. I'm guessing he's talking about my team or maybe Simon's team. Simon, do you ever?
Probably my team. I have Kareem Hunt, and that's it.
No, but he's saying
in general.
He's like 0 RB in January is the best strategy. Much different if you do a start of May. I completely agree with that.
That's absolutely true.
No, I completely agree with that. And that's what mocking is for, to explore these different strategies. Normally, we talked about it last time we did a Dynasty mock draft, I think 2 weeks ago. And if this is a real draft, I'm 100% prioritizing wide receivers, QBs, then wide receivers, then tight end, then running back. But that's what mocking is all about.
It's a big old mockery.
Big old mockery. Corey Davis.
Yeah, Corey Davis is a fine pick.
Fine pick.
I'm interested to see when Drake will go here.
Yeah, that's a good question. Zach Moss.
Do you think the Steelers still have James Conner next year?
I don't know.
Because I do not know. I think it is. I believe so. So they're going to have to give him a new deal, and he's going to have to decide if he wants a lot of money or not, I guess.
Well, I don't think anyone's going to offer him a lot of money after this year.
Maybe it depends on if Big Ben stays or goes.
When I say a lot of money, I mean more money than the Steelers will give him. But Robert Woods is a great value there. I guess Odell Beckham is as well.
I was about to say OBJ is an excellent value there.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how his season turns out. I really hope that he at least makes up some of his value.
So you can trade him?
I can trade him.
So yeah, no. Alex's wide receivers are really coming along.
I don't know. I don't know what to do here. I really have no idea what to do here.
And Tyler said it's because running back value gets demolished from free agency in the draft. Wide receiver value doesn't have the same danger. Completely agree with you. The situation, circumstances for running backs, can completely change in the offseason. So, it's better not to hitch your wagon to that. But some of these guys like Clyde Edwards-Helaire,
okay,
his value might go down, but I'm not as worried about it. Like, he has the draft capital. He's going to have value somewhere. And so I'm a little less concerned, but I agree with you in terms of theory and strategy for sure.
Decided to go with another wide receiver while you guys were busy talking about holding off on running backs in January. I completely agree, and you can see that from my team. We threw Jalen Reagor on there, and I'm hoping Jerry Jeudy, Jalen Reagor, some CeeDee Lamb, some of these young guys pan out. Now, who's up next? Marquise Brown off the board.
What do you guys think about Marquise Brown?
I'm not touching him unless it's like in the 10th, 11th round. I just get so nervous about the passing game there. I've said this to you guys a million times.
Yeah.
I get so nervous about the passing game there that I have a hard time drafting Marquise Brown and Mark Andrews at their current value.
Yeah, I get that. I'm not as worried about it in Dynasty. I think Marquise Brown will be fine. But I can understand being weary.
Josh, as the resident Ravens fan?
No, yeah, I think that's fine value right there. And Mark Andrews, I mean, he's the number 3-4 tight end the last 2 years in that passing game that scares you. So I think he's going to do just fine.
Matt Ryan, Daniel Jones.
Melvin Gordon. I mean, he was Kelvin. I mean, getting both Kenyon Drake and Melvin Gordon at that point. I mean, pair with Antonio Gibson for your team on the back end there. That's pretty solid, I don't really think I probably wouldn't go with Melvin Gordon personally, but I do actually like the Drake pick.
Yep. The Drake pick was the other running back I considered there instead of Jalen Rager. But again, there's just so much uncertainty around like what's going to happen in Arizona this year. He didn't look that great. I held off, went for something that I thought was a little bit. Oh my gosh, it's my turn.
8 seconds. Oh, you cheating?
I paused it like a
little minx.
dingus.
You cheating little minx.
Okay, I'll resume it and I'll make my pick very quickly.
You ding dong. It's gonna reset the clock for you,
it.
freaking cheater.
I wasn't looking. Let's see.
Oh, now take your sweet time.
This is getting gross down here.
What a fool. Eric, our reoccurring guest on Fridays, said he can't make it to the mock draft today, but please make a shout out to Lamar Jackson's godliness. So shout out to Lamar Jackson's godliness.
All right,
Denzel Mims.
Gesicki. I like to make a Gesicki pick. There's only been 6 tight ends off the board.
Well, I took Gesicki.
7.
Who went next? Hunter Henry.
Henry. Ooh. Man, Cole Kmet's really climbing up those rankings, huh?
Yeah, he is.
I mean, like, you know, if you look at his targets to finish out the year, 7-7, 2-6-8, you know, he's averaged about 7 targets a game. So that's pretty solid for a tight end in today's NFL, huh?
Yeah.
David Johnson just hanging around there asking to get picked, and he did. Denzel Mims. I'm excited to see what Denzel Mims can do without Adam Gase this year or next year. I mean, it looks like once players get away from Adam Gase, they tend to do a lot better, huh?
Yeah. I hope that happens with the Jets. That would be really funny.
David Johnson in the 8th round.
Oh, there goes Melvin.
There goes Melvin. I thought you said Melvin got drafted earlier, Josh.
Oh, I thought that was Melvin Gordon. It's Myles Gaskin.
Yeah.
Better pick.
I was like looking around the board, like, where does he see Melvin Gordon? All right, Swamp is up. Robbie Anderson went next.
Robbie always hiding down there in the rankings.
Yep.
Even though there's some guys that I think I'd rather have. You know, he's got probably the highest upside.
Whenever or
Some
do you think Robbie Anderson has more upside than Curtis Samuel?
Yeah,
I'm just looking at the other Panthers wide receivers.
I'd rather have Robbie Anderson. But I think he's safer than Curtis Samuel too. But yeah, I do think he has more upside, I guess. Higher ceiling and higher floor, in my opinion.
Okay.
But
and for everybody watching, if you didn't get in on this one, you missed out. You wish you were drafting with us. We're going to be doing these every Monday. You can find our old ones on our YouTube channel, Front Yard Fantasy, Twitch, Front Yard Fantasy. But if you subscribe to us there, you'll get a notification when we're going live. And you won't ever miss out on one of these again. It'll tell you, hey, these guys are about to go live. We'll post the link in the chat, and you can join in, draft along with us.
Oh,
also, if you want to get in even earlier, we do have a Discord that you can join as well. So just let us know, and we can
I'll post it in the chat.
You can join our Discord, and we post it in there the morning before, or that same morning. So you get first dibs at joining our mock drafts.
I am happy with my 2 picks.
Oh, shoot, you already picked?
I think so. Wait.
No, just one. You went Pittman.
First one didn't go through. I clicked it and it said I drafted him.
AJ Dillon. I like that pick. He's been climbing up ranks too.
Hey, it's just for the upside, you know, in case something does happen to Aaron Jones.
I'm getting a little nervous about my second running back, but I'm just going to let it go. That's how I like to feel after the end of a dynasty draft. A little unsure about what I'm doing at running back, because usually that means I am good to go at my other positions.
Well, how are you going to figure out if you like new strategies, Simon?
Yeah.
You're right. Maybe I should try running back
I'm
heavy.
joking. You're gonna do mock drafts with us on Mondays.
On Mondays, every Monday in the off season.
And then we're gonna figure it out.
We're gonna get you where you want to go, Simon. Don't you worry.
I
Yeah, I'm
forgot
really
that
stuck,
I
man.
only have one quarterback. I forgot that. That is something you guys got to keep your mind on. It's Monday though, you know, right?
Yep, it is Monday. I see Derek Carr here. I think Derek Carr is exactly where he should be, but I don't like it. I don't want Derek Carr. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like I'm so biased against him.
Is it because of the water bet?
It's not because of the water bet. I didn't like him before the water bet.
It's the water bet, isn't it?
It's the water. You're right. It's the water.
Someone just drafted Trace McSorley.
Trace McSorley.
Maybe they know something we don't know.
That's the backup for the Ravens, who's currently on IR. Who went to Penn State, I believe, played with Saquon Barkley and Miles Sanders, I believe.
He go to Penn State.
He wasn't very good in college. I mean, he got drafted by an NFL team, so I guess he was fine. But I don't know if that was a serious pick. I would like to know.
Very nice, Josh.
Ronald Jones is a good value here. He just had a great year.
Mean, in terms of the running backs get so ugly so quick.
No respect.
Yeah, there's a couple options that I'm looking at here, but I'm not feeling too great about any of the running backs on the board.
No respect.
No respect. Dang it, AJ.
Ryan says that Corey Davis is going too high. I tend to believe that, even though he is one of the top rated wide receivers by Pro Football Focus. But what's that going to do for you in fantasy, right? I'd rather have AJ Brown a lot more. Yeah, I agree. Corey Davis is probably a little high, but he's a good player. He's a good player.
Good player. Dallas Goedert.
And then Ryan also said Kamara too, going too high. No Breeze next year. Yeah. I think we kind of saw what Kamara is not as valuable without Breeze, but there's no guarantees no Breeze. Has he officially announced anything? No, he hasn't.
No, that's a bit narrative-y too. I wouldn't fade him too much. Like, he's got the talent, and I wouldn't take like the 2 or 3 game sample size as like a, Kamara is only relevant because of Breeze. I don't think there's correlation there.
Obviously, he's not only relevant, but is he the 4th overall pick relevant? I think that's the question.
Yeah. I think he is, but I could see someone being worried.
Michael Gallup. I feel like that's really late for Michael Gallup.
People are scared about him.
He's fallen a lot over the season.
I mean, you look at the Dallas wide receivers and you're like, you don't really ever see 3 receivers be fantasy successful, right?
Yeah.
Prior to this season, I had all 3 of them projected for over 900 receiving yards, just because I thought they truly could all do it. And I think if Dak had stayed healthy all season, there's a very real chance all 3 of them would have gotten there. I really think you can have 3 fantasy relevant wide receivers on that team if Dak Prescott's the quarterback. Okay.
I wouldn't be betting on it myself.
Well, Gallup was struggling even when Dak was there, wasn't he?
I'm not. Yeah. Well, I had him in a fantasy league, and I know I wasn't excited to play him even with Dak, but he actually had some great games without Dak. So
when did Dak
he's
go
a
out?
talented receiver. There's no doubt about that. He's very talented.
When did Dak break his leg?
Week 4 or 5, I think it was.
Weeks 1 through 4, he had in PPR 8 points, 7.8 points, 25.8 points, 4.9 points. So not super consistent there, but who knows? Maybe Josh alluded to it earlier. Maybe they trade Cooper. Cooper moves on.
Or Gallup, maybe. Yeah,
or
probably
Gallup,
more like Cooper. Cooper, they need more money. Well,
Yeah.
Zeke, there's Zeke rumors. Yeah, there's a lot of rumors going around right now. They need money.
Yeah. Teddy Bridgewater pick there is good value, I think.
Okay, so now I'm thinking that Trace McSorley pick was for real because I'm seeing Tim Tebow there now. That's nice. That's nice. It's real nice. Tony. Oh, yep. There's Tony.
There's Tony. Okay.
Well,
Throw him on your bench.
Tim Tebow was auto drafted.
There's no way.
It says he's on auto.
I know, but it doesn't. There's no way.
Well, he might have made a queue.
He probably queued it or something.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
There's no way it would have went into the archives.
Well, those quarterbacks will do your team well.
I mean, yeah, you got Tom Brady, and you load up with Trace McSorley and Tim Tebow, you're good to go in Superflex. That's how it works, right?
Yep, that's how you win.
And then Stranger Things season 4 comes out August 21st. Let's go. You guys
How
ever
are they
watch
even
that?
doing?
I
Yeah,
have
not season 4, obviously.
You haven't seen it?
Really?
Yeah,
It came out August 21st of this year.
yeah, I haven't seen that yet.
No,
I'm always a little behind.
August is pretty far, isn't it?
it's good.
Robert Tunian.
Yeah, he was hanging around there. He was hanging around there a long time.
I'm not sure how I feel
Alright,
about him in Dynasty.
yeah. Oh, okay. Ooh, okay. There's some things I like here. Who'd you go with? Jimmy G. Okay.
Jimmy G.
How many times can I say okay? Okay.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
So a couple things here. I'm going to start out with this pick. Logan Thomas. I really like him in a dynasty league.
And you never know, maybe he'll play quarterback.
Who knows? He's 29 now. That's concerning, but I'm fine with him here. And then I'm gonna take another quarterback, Jameis Winston. I've heard the Saints hyping him up. They want to keep him. They want him to be their quarterback next year. We'll see what happens with Breeze, but
I don't believe it. They're going to Sean Payton at the last second is going to be like, just kidding. Taysom Hill's the starter. I don't believe for 1 second that he's not going to make Taysom Hill the starter next year. He loves that man so much.
I just think that the Saints weren't very good with Taysom Hill as the starter, and you could disagree with me. I know they won some games, but it wasn't very good competition.
No, I agree with you.
On offense. I think with a full year, like molding him and everything, maybe he's expecting more going into next year with Jameis. We'll see.
Jill, I'm a little upset you took Jimmy. I was hoping he would get it back to me. It's one of the last quarterbacks I'm all right with. Like, not that I'm super excited about Jimmy, but
Yeah, I figured he would be a good person to have in case Burrow is injured into the start of next season. And it's good value. Jonnu Smith. I like that pick. It's a good pick, Jordan.
Oh, yeah.
starting to get gross. My running back situation is
Solid.
dire. Though, actually, you know what? I'm fairly happy with my receiver depth, having Kareem Hunt and Raheem Mostert. Like, I know that's not like the sexiest running back core, but I think it's a pretty solid running back core. As long as
Johnny
Raheem
Manziel,
is healthy,
great
yeah.
quarterback coming off the board there.
Yep.
That's stinker. He's worse than the computers.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
Todd
It's okay,
Gurley,
bud.
DJ Dallas, good picks. Sean, did you already talk on this? Can you guys touch on the zero RB strategy Team 11 is doing? Is the goal of drafting that many QBs to trade to needy teams during the season? Honestly curious. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Josh or JL.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, he kind of touched on it a little earlier. It's just that they hold more value in Superflex. If you're thinking like lifetime value, the amount of value this player is going to give you over their career, those players are going to hold more value. And so I don't know. I don't usually think that the draft to trade strategy is a very good one, but it doesn't mean that like if you're taking the best value off the board, I think that you can, that it opens you up to more trades.
When you see when you're going to do a strategy like this, you have to know your league. You have to know that people are going to be willing to trade and that people are open to trade and you can get trades done easily and that you can contact someone and that they're going to contact you back and answer you and be willing to deal, right? And you're going to have to be willing to make trades that are not in your favor always. You're going to have to make a lot of gut calls. You have to be like, go get your guys and make some moves that you're not 100% sure of. That's what trades are. It makes fantasy fun. So yes, I actually like the team. I like how it's turning out. So.
Yeah. And
I really like that strategy in Dynasty. In redraft, it makes me a little more uncomfortable, but in Dynasty, I love that strategy. As they pointed out, I probably need to test out other strategies because this is my default in Dynasty leagues, but it's one that I found works.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great strategy. It's the way to do it in Dynasty, in my opinion, as well.
And Tyler, who is he's team 11 there, said yes, that's what he's doing. And he goes, "You guys haven't played against me. I suppose we have not. That is true, but he's a trade demon. So
I love trade demons. Demons.
Josh is a big trade demon too. Not as big as Parker. Parker's a big trade demon.
Yeah, I probably did 60 trades this year in fantasy, at least that many.
Jeff says Watson Parker stack points to head.
Grab another wide receiver here. I'm gonna grab Bryan Edwards. I still believe. And for people doing this late round running back strategy, one of my favorite targets is Tony Pollard in these Dynasty Startup drafts, because if something happens to Zeke or if he goes to a new team, I don't know, the dude has shown he can be successful as a starting running back.
Yeah.
And if we're talking about the zero RB real fast, comparing it to a Dynasty and a redraft league, the strategies are very different in my mind. In a redraft league, if I'm going like zero RB and I'm loading up at running back, I'm making sure my starting wide receivers are solid. Maybe I have one backup, and then I'm loading up with these high upside running backs that, like, someone gets hurt right in front of them, or they're young and they just get an opportunity. They can just take it and run with it. So now in Dynasty League, a league like this, I'm going to focus more on the trades. I'm not going to worry about those high upside running backs that are going to be good for one season. I'm worried about the future. I'm worried about a couple of years in advance. So that's a little bit of differing strategies with redraft and Dynasty, I would say, for me.
Yeah. All right, last two picks.
Oh yeah, oh look, Peyton Manning. Oh, great pick, Peyton Manning. Followed closely by Eli Manning.
Solid.
And then Devin Singletary. So I'll just sum up the round. We got Darius Slayton, followed by Irv Smith, followed by Gabriel Davis, and then Bryan Edwards, Darnell Mooney, Jordan Love, Peyton Manning, Eli Manning. Don't worry about those guys. And then Devin Singletary.
Devin Singletary is a good pick as well.
It is. It really is.
I don't know. I don't think he'll ever be the workhorse there, but I think at this point in the draft, having someone, he's probably got guaranteed touches every single game. Not a ton, but probably 10 to 12 touches a game. There's not much more you can ask for from a running back in the 12th round.
And jails up. I completely agree. I think, and if anything happened to Moss, he got that built in, where he is a workhorse running back in my mind, if something were to happen.
All right, go Christian Kirk.
Christian Kirk?
Christian Kirk.
All right. I like him. I mean, again, if we're talking about upside, he's got it, right?
Yeah.
And I wish I was kind of looking through this a little bit already. With my team, though, I feel like I don't know. There's some good options still.
Tyler said Moss is hurt at the moment. Singletary could see value increase if he shows out in playoffs. Love that pick. I completely agree. I think anytime you're going to find good value in fantasy, it's like look for the situations where there's uncertainty. And so Moss, Singletary, there's uncertainty there. And you want to look for value. So I love that Singletary pick in the 12th round. That's amazing.
Oh yeah, no doubt. But having said that, his perceived value might be higher with fantasy players going into the next season because of that. But the coaching staff understands that they want to get Moss involved, and he's going to be heavily involved next year. So I think they're still going to split workload.
Yeah.
But that perceived value increasing, you know what that's great for? Trades. Yeah.
Trades. Still, though, Moss greater than Singletary pretty easily. That's fair.
I agree as well.
I think Singletary might be like a slightly better athlete. I'm not saying like he would win a race or anything, but he looks a little more explosive, right? I think that at least. And Moss is a little bit more powerful. Bless you.
Thank you. Well, thank you.
And we're in the last round, boys and girls.
Alan Lazard.
Alan Lizard.
All right.
Why are these players like? Why is Michael Vick still an option in sleeper?
I don't know.
I really don't know either. Yeah, Damian Harris is a solid pick.
I mean, the Cole Beasley pick is pretty good.
Absolutely. Pro Bowl wide receiver Cole Beasley.
Cole Beasley. Leonard Fournette. I like that pick too.
Is he on a 1-year deal? Does anyone know? I guess we would probably have to look it up. But
let me look it up.
I could
Spoke track up.
I could see him being the starting running back even with the Bucs next year. Maybe. I mean, like he came with the team late. You know, you've never really got a training camp or much practice with the team coming in the year. And I'm not saying, I'm in the last round of this draft. Good pick.
And I'm gonna take Chase Edmonds in the last round.
Same deal.
Yeah, it's a 1-year deal. He's an unrestricted free agent this year.
Honestly, Leonard Fournette's a great pick in the last round then.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Chase Edmonds too. He was one of the big values of this past season, and he outperformed his ADP, immensely.
Chase Edmonds' deal is up after this year?
Oh, no. No, I'm just saying he was a good value this year.
Oh, yeah. If his deal was up, I was like, that's he's someone to look at. As like, I don't know. I'm not saying I've been impressed from what I've seen from him on the field.
Love the Marvin Jones pick too, Sean.
Jones pick.
Darius Slayton, Marvin Jones at the end. Oh man, Cole Kmet, Darius Slayton, Marvin Jones. Love that.
So what Sean just did there at the end is something that I think people completely forget about in Dynasty. You can get real, incredible value on these freaking old guys. Like
old guys.
People just forget about these old guys. And Marvin Jones is going to have value next year. Like he probably will. And you just grabbed him in the last round.
Chase Edmonds has 1 more year on his deal.
There's lots of talks about Kenny Golladay possibly getting traded or something. So if that happened, yeah.
Wow.
All right, good draft.
Yeah, it was.
Nice draft,
you guys did okay. I mean, again, not as good as my team, but decent for you guys.
The one time
Josh,
I'm gonna agree with you, Josh.
Josh, you did the power rankings last time. I think I might put together some power rankings this time, and we can go over.
Oh, yeah?
So you guys drafting. I have an early leader for last place.
It's me.
But yeah, it's not the team that drafted Trace McSorley, Tim Tebow, Johnny Manziel, Peyton Manning, and Michael Vick.
No, that's a strong team.
That's at worst second to last because JL's team is so awful. But
I took Joe Burrow round 2. I mean, come on.
You idiot.
It's okay. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, Superflex Dynasty League. Now, since it's a mock draft, do you want to have something a little bit more exciting to look at going into next year? Maybe. I don't know. I think it's a good pick. It shows his value well.
Yeah, for sure. Swamp asked, who had a good season and may fall off next year?
Ooh, that's the opposite of what I thought that said.
Who had a good season? I'm just
Robbie Anderson is one of the early ones for me.
JD McKissick. I don't know that.
Yeah, I love.
Will be clear.
Yeah, I love JD McKissick, but I agree with that one for sure.
I could see Brandon Ayuk not having a good year next year. If Debo's healthy, Kittle's healthy, a bunch of wide receivers. Just think your whole team's healthy, you know?
Yeah, Debo.
I'm just saying, like, for redraft purposes, maybe, you know, I'm probably not going to try to draft him in the top half of the draft myself.
Yeah, that's fair. Corey Davis, maybe?
Yeah, that's an easy, yeah. But, you know, I think he's a good receiver. It's just, like, it's the opportunity and yeah. I could see finally Adam Thielen just like falling off the edge, being like 31 and just, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like I can't root against Adam Thielen anymore. I've just done it so long and I've been wrong every year.
Me too. JL, I've been on the same page with you. Every year I'm like, oh, I'm not drafting him. And then every year it's a mistake.
Yeah. Raheem Mostert, maybe?
I wouldn't say it was a good year, though.
Yeah, I was about to say.
That's fair. Well, I mean, points per game is good. Obviously, dealing with injury and stuff.
Yeah. What did he play, like 4 games, though?
4 games, yeah.
My mock draft team right here is relying on him.
So there's not other than that, I mean, like Myles Gaskin, maybe. There's a world where I could see. I just heard like talks about like Ezekiel Elliott maybe getting traded to the Jaguars or something crazy like that. And if that happened, that would ruin James Robinson. I don't think that's going to happen. But just throwing that out there.
Yeah,
if any of these running backs have another running back come into the team, that hurts them.
Yeah, and the draft capital, obviously, that always adds something to it. To James Robinson. Alex said, I think I did well in the draft. Yeah, no, I like your team. I love the Lamar. I think Tua was great value. You got DK. You got really good value at all positions, I think.
It's the wide receivers that concern me the most. You need Odell to come back strong, and Jamison Crowder, and the depth could be a little concerning, but I do like the team.
Yeah, I would maybe try and move like David Montgomery for a wide receiver or another wide receiver or James Robinson. See if you can balance it out a little bit. But DK Metcalf, love that. Chosen Rose says, go Browns. There you go, Simon.
Hell yeah. Man, I'm still riding on cloud nine. I keep seeing stuff about it, and I have to pinch myself. If they beat the Chiefs, then I'll know this is all a dream. And then I'll probably wake up and they actually went like 2-14, and I was just dreaming the whole time I've been in a coma. But it's been awesome. James Conner is going to fall off. And Ryan, similar thing, says James Conner is undraftable.
He's definitely like worrisome. Like I
wouldn't say undraftable because if he was there in the 15th, 16th round, I'm probably taking him just to see what happens. But
yeah, no doubt.
Again, there's value in uncertainty, right? There's because people are going to be avoiding him because of that uncertainty. So could be opportunity if he falls low enough to get yourself an edge.
Yeah. BFF Carp says, I think you guys would like my team if we finish this draft, but you're not seeing the 10 running backs I'd pick in rounds 14 through 30. I love deep drafts. Yeah, I think we had this same conversation a little bit before. People were questioning why we loved your team so much whenever you had like no running backs. It's because, I mean, I was aware like that's probably what your plan was. In rounds 20 through 30, you're grabbing a ton of these high upside running backs, and you just need a couple of them to hit.
Yeah, which normal dynasty drafts are going to be much bigger than we obviously cut it short for the stream, but it's a good point.
Okay.
Colby Bud said he thinks he did good. He's 5.
I was just looking at that.
Yeah, I like your team. Apart from the Tony Romo, Eli Manning, Denard Robinson, there's 3 rounds. Everything else is good.
Even the last round Cole Beasley pick, that was
Beasley is
great value.
A great pick. Yeah.
Outside those interesting quarterbacks, it's a very good team. It is. That's simply put.
Jalen and I are fighting trying to put the comment on the screen. We kept putting it up and taking it down. Also, is Antonio Brown undraftable?
I don't think so.
I wouldn't call him undraftable. No.
He's very draftable.
Yep.
A lot of uncertainty, obviously, with his the off the field issues and other stuff, but no, definitely not undraftable.
Every week he has, I think, gotten more and more implemented into the offense. And if he's still with the Buccaneers next year and Tom Brady's still there, man, I think he's going to have a good year. I really do.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. We got any more questions? Any last second things you guys want to throw out there? Josh, I know you usually have one more thing you like to say before we jump off.
Trading makes fantasy fun. Get in those dynasty leagues so we can do more trades. That's it.
Yeah.
Trading. Go Ravens.
And the next day.
And just for you guys watching, here's some examples of his targets that he's talking about. Keyshawn Vaughn, Rashad Penny, Tariq Cohen, Jamal Williams. Those are the kind of running backs you can load up on in a dynasty league.
Yes.
And then when they hit, maybe all 5 of them hit, and you can do what Josh said. Trading makes fantasy fun.
I really like Rashad Penny. Actually, I do. I think he could have a role next year.
Don't you do this to me, Josh. Don't you dare get my hopes up.
I said really like, and when I say really like, I mean I would
you,
take him in those later rounds.
I'm going to send you Rashad Penny hype texts every night before bed.
Oh my God, I'll cry. I'm
going to send you like Rashad Penny, like hype up gifts. Maybe I'll write a song. Everyone tweet everything Rashad Penny related to JL. Tag him in it. It's at FYF
Simon.
No, I don't care about Rashad Penny.
You said mine.
And for Josh, tag him in all things Baker Mayfield related. He loves Baker Mayfield at FYF Josh.
Love him.
For me, just send me anything Mason Rudolph related.
Aaron Jones.
Or Aaron Jones. Yeah. Those are the two guys you can really send my way. Okay. Swamp, I'm going to say it one more time just because it's crazy that the Browns, he said Bills, Browns, and Saints, Bucks are going to be great playoff games.
Oh, yeah.
Calling his shot. We'll call our shot a little bit later this week. We'll be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time. All of us will be there. At least I hope so, unless something catastrophic happens or I get buried in the snow again. We'll see you then. See you guys.
All right. Love you guys.